Good evening students. Today our class is about Ulna. One of the important concept in upper limb, and in Ulna, upper end is most important and clinical anatomy. Okay, now we will see about the site determination. Say I already told in the last class. First we should know what is upper end and what is lower end, and here it is the upper end. Upper end is hook like shaped, see, like this. It is see, we can see it like this, hook like shape. So the upper end is hook like, okay, with concavity. Next, the lateral surface, and here it is the lateral border. This is lateral border. Lateral border of the shaft is sharp. Lateral border of the shaft is sharp, and while coming to the medial border, there is styloid process. This is styloid process. Styloid process. Okay. Now first, at the upper end there is hook-like shaped. At the lower end there is a styloid process, and at the lateral side the shaft is very sharp. Now we will go through the upper end. Important concept, upper end. Important concept. Okay, in the upper end there are five types of parts. The first one is Olecranon process. Let's see this diagram. This part is Olecranon process. And the second one is Coronoid process. What? This one is Coronoid process. First one is Olecranon process, second one is Coronoid process, and the third one is Trochlear notch. This is Trochlear notch, and the fourth one is radial notch, and here this is the radial notch, and we will study about these 4 points. Okay, Olecranon process, Coronoid process, Trochlear notch and radial notch. We will study about these 5 concepts. First we will go through the Olecranon process. Olecranon process projects upward. See, it projecting like this. So it projects upwards. Next point, Olecranon process has 5 surfaces. Okay, 5 surfaces. The first one is anterior surface, second one is posterior surface, third one is medial surface, fourth one is lateral surface, and fifth one is superior surface. Now we will discuss about the anterior surface. Anterior surface is articular surface. What? Articular surface, because it articulates with the trochlea of humerus to form elbow joint. So it is called articular surface. Okay, next, anterior surface is at the superior part of trochlea. This is trochlear notch. It is the superior part and it is the inferior part. So Olecranon process placed at the superior process of trochlear notch. That's it. Next, we have completed anterior surface. Now we will study about the posterior surface. At the posterior surface, behind the, see, if we turn this bone into opposite side, there is a triangular subcutaneous area. Like this, which is separated from skin by bursa. That's it. We have completed anterior surface and posterior surface. Now we will study about the medial surface. This is medial surface. Medial surface continuous inferior with medial surface of the shaft. Medial surface, there is a shaft. Okay, this shaft, we continues with the shaft. See, this is medial surface. Like this, Olecranon process coming like this, and it is continuing with the shaft. That's it. This is medial surface. Now lateral surface. Lateral surface is smooth and continuous posterior surface of shaft. This is lateral surface. Lateral surface is smooth and it continues with the posterior surface of shaft. Now superior surface. Lateral surface, Now superior surface. Superior surface is roughened area, and here this is superior surface. It is roughened area. The superior surface is roughened area in its posterior part, behind the opposite side, opposite of posterior side of Electron process. There is a roughened area at the superior surface. This is all about Olecranon process. I repeat again, anterior surface. Anterior surface, there is articular surface. Here it is articular surface, and the posterior surface. Posterior surface, there is triangular subcutaneous area, and medial surface. It is continuous with the shaft on medial side. Lateral surface. Lateral surface continuous with the shaft on lateral side, and superior surface is roughened on posterior side. Superior surface is roughened on posterior surface. These are 5 surfaces that belongs to Olecranon process. Now we have completed Olecranon process, and the second point is Coronoid process. This is Coronoid process. Okay, Coronoid process projects forwards. See, it projecting forwards like this. So it projects forwards. It also has 4 surfaces. It has 4 surfaces: superior surface, anterior surface, lateral surface, and medial surface. Let us discuss about these 4 surfaces. First one is superior surface. Superior surface forms lower part of trochlear. We already studied, right? This is the superior surface of trochlear, and this is the inferior part of trochlear, and here it is the Coronoid process. In the Coronoid process, the superior surface of Coronoid, this is the superior surface of Coronoid process. Superior surface of Coronoid process is occupied by inferior surface of trochlear notch. The superior surface of Coronoid process is, see, this is the superior surface of Coronoid process, this is the inferior surface of trochlear. The superior surface of Coronoid process is occupied by inferior surface of trochlear. Okay, next, anterior surface. We have completed the superior surface. Now the anterior surface. Anterior surface. Anterior surface is triangular roughened area. See, here we can see the triangular we can see the triangular roughened area here. This is the triangular roughened area. This part, see, this part is triangular roughened area, and ulnar tuberosity at the lower corner. And here is the lower corner. Here is the lower corner. We can see ulnar tuberosity here. Ulnar tuberosity. We can see ulnar tuberosity here at the lower part of trochlear at the anterior surface. Okay, we have completed the anterior surface. Anterior surface, I repeat again, anterior surface, it is a triangular roughened area, and at the lower part of anterior surface we can see ulnar tuberosity. That's it. And now at the lateral surface, this is lateral surface. At the lateral surface, upper part of lateral surface, there is radial notch. Here, this is radial notch. See, this is radial notch. The roughened part, the thickened part at the lateral sides of radial surface is annular ligament. The thickened part of to the lateral surface of radial notch is, there is annular. I will write here ANNULAR, annular ligament. Okay, yeah. Now at the lower surface there is accommodated with I already completed this. Now at the limited behind, and here at the lateral side, lateral surface, at below there is supinator crust. This is called supinator crust. Supinator crust, CREST, crust. Okay, at the lateral surface, I repeat again, at the lateral surface we can see radial notch here. At lateral sides of radial notch there is annular ligament, and below the lateral surface there is supinator crust. Supinator crust, that's it. Now we will go through the medial surface. Medial surface always continues with the shaft. See, medial surface, it is continuing to the shaft. So we have completed the anterior surface, superior surface, medial surface, and lateral surface. Now we will go through the trochlear notch, and here this is the trochlear notch. This is the trochlear notch. The trochlear notch, we have only one point to know about trochlear notch. The trochlear notch forms articular surface to articulate with trochlea of humerus. These trochlear notch, see, we can see clearly, we can see hook-like shape here. This hook-like shape articulates with the like this hook-like shape. If it is the trochlea of humerus, it is the ulna, head of trochlea of ulna. Okay, this trochlear notch of ulna, see, this is trochlear notch, this is trochlea of humerus. This articulates the trochlea like this and it moves like this. See, it moves like this. This is pulley shaped, right? Pulley shaped. It is easily, smoothly movable. See, it articulates with the trochlea of humerus to forms elbow joint. Now we will go through the radial notch. Okay, here it is the radial notch. This is the radial notch. Yeah, I already studied this radial notch. This radial notch is used to helps to attach with radius to form radio-ulnar joint. Radial notch forms radio-ulnar joint. Radio-ulnar joint. This is all about trochlea and radius. This is all about upper end. We have completed the upper end. We studied about Olecranon process here. We studied about Coronal process here. We studied about trochlear notch here. We studied about radial notch here. Okay. Now we'll go through the lower end. Lower end is important for 2 marks and also in the Viva section. Lower end we can see there is head. This is the head of ulna, and this is all head of ulna, head, and we can see styloid process here. At lower end we can see the head of ulna and the styloid process. And at the lower end here, head articulates with the radius like this. To form radio-ulnar joint. Here radial notch also articulates with the radius to form radio-ulnar joint. Superior radio-ulnar joint at lower end and inferior radio-ulnar joint at lower end. Okay, understood? Next, ulna. Okay, ulnar arteries and ulnar nerves passes through the lower end. Ulnar arteries and ulnar nerves passes through the lower end. That's it. Lower end we have only 2 main points. Head and styloid process are present at lower end, and head articulates with the radius to form inferior radio-ulnar joint, and the ulnar arteries and ulnar nerves passes through the anterior aspect of head of ulna through anterior surface. That's it. Now we will study about the clinical anatomy. Clinical anatomy, the first thing is dislocation of elbow. What? Dislocation of elbow. See, here we can see clearly here there is dislocation here, occurs here. Dislocation occurs here. Dislocation of elbow joint. Next, fracture of Olecranon process. This is fracture of Olecranon process. The fracture of Olecranon process is most common fracture while we falls on outstretched hand on elbow. Okay, the fracture of Olecranon process is common. It occurs while we fall on outstretched hand by elbow. Outstretched hand on elbow. Okay. Next, there is fracture on coronal process. The fracture of coronal process is uncommon. Fracture of coronal process is uncommon. It occurs very rarely. It is rare condition. Next, Madelung's deformity. What? Madelung's deformity. I will write the spelling here. M-A-D-E-L-U-N-G'(S). Deformity. D-E-F-O-R-M-I-T-Y. Deformity. It occurs due to subluxation of lower end of ulna on dorsal side. Subluxation. Subluxation means sunitatvam. I already told in the last class. Subluxation on dorsal side of lower end of ulna. Madelung's deformity. This is all about ulna. We have completed the ulna class, and this is our notes. and here is first page and this is second page. That's it, only 2 pages regarding with this ulna. Thank you all. Tomorrow we will meet again.